Why does God allow the Antichrist to come to the world? Well, take a look at the world. For the most part, people go about their lives, enjoying worlds of fantasy, idolizing celebrities, living to do whatever will make them happy. And most couldn't care less about God. You ask a random person, what do they think about Jesus? And they will look at you like you are insane. People just don't care about God these days. Many of us live in a way that is the direct opposite of righteousness, and in a way that does not please God. And God has put up with it for thousands of years. And you know what? He probably could put up with it for a little bit longer if we were completely ignorant regarding truth. But guess what? Nowadays, most of us know truth. Most of the world knows about Jesus, about him sacrificing his life so that we could have a relationship with God. Most of the world knows about the 10 Commandments and what God considers moral and just behavior. Most of the world has heard the gospel. And so this is why we are living in a very interesting time, because unlike any other time in history, we are living in a world of intelligent rebellion. You ask any atheist on the street corner, what is the gospel? And they can tell you. You ask a Satanist, what are the 10 Commandments? And he can tell you. Today, we have, for the first time, intelligent rebellion against God. And when that takes place, the only thing left is the impending judgment of God. Jesus turns and gives them a list of things that must happen before the end. He says to them, there will be wars. There will be famines. He says there will be pestilence, sickness. And then he tells them the final thing to happen before the end of the age and his return. And this gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come. The gospel has nearly reached every country on earth, and even in locations where missionaries have not gone, through technology, the internet, and videos like this, the gospel is spreading. And once the gospel is preached to all nations, it will largely be rejected. As it is written, 2 Thessalonians, the coming of the lawless one will be in accordance with how Satan works. He will use all sorts of displays of power through signs and wonders that serve the lie, and all the ways that wickedness deceives those who are perishing. They perish because they refuse to love the truth and so be saved.
Yes, we have heard the Antichrist will be an opponent, an enemy against Christ, who we exalt, says here in verse 4. In 2 Thessalonians, who will exalt himself above everything that is called God and that is worshipped, and in order for him to rise is for the scriptures to be fulfilled, and we see through that in the verse, in verse 3. For let no one deceive you by any means, for that day will not come unless the falling away comes first. And the man of sin is revealed, the son of perdition. For him is going to reveal himself into the word, showing that him is God, which is blasphemy. And for him to manipulate and to deceive the word. Here it says in verse 8 and in verse 9 also, in order for him to let astray away from the truth, from desiring for those who will be saved. He says the coming of the lawless one is according to the works of Satan, who will come in the form of man and living among us. And with all power, signs, and lying wonders, and with all unrighteous deception, like the rising from the dead, just as Jesus was risen, or like performing great signs from the heavens, even to which the false prophet with him is going to perform, in order to deceive the word and manipulate the word, and to have the word under his control by the authority and power of Satan. For what does this word need to, need in order to believe? Proof. I'm bearing witness because of this, because I want the world to know today that this is happening. And that Jesus will come anytime without any of us we will expect. So we as the church of the living God and of Christ, we have to get ready, my friends.